All right, I was gonna do this video and put it on my regular YouTube. Then I decided, A, your Patreons, you deserve the best, and B, New Year's, so I kind of want to finish off with something that's kind of sort of funny, and C, there's no place else I could really talk about this except on a restricted channel. So we're gonna talk about it. If you don't know my Uncle Mickey, um, I can provide you links to actual videos of him saying similar things I'm going to say right now. So you know that I am not making this shit up. I never could. My Uncle Mickey worked with me at the porn shop, which is how I met him. I had no idea at the time the vile, sarcastic sense of humor. If you think my sense of humor is bad, you have no clue. You have absolutely no fucking clue. All right, I'm gonna tell you right now how bad he is. It's bad. I've taped a few of them. Just I had to blur his face, and I had to thank Sexy Monkey, my buddy, helping me out doing that because I know nothing about editing, as you can tell. But I had to do that because I didn't. He's one of these people that just irks me, and Steve does it all the time too, where they start putting on a show if you're filming them. It's like you are funnier saying what you're really thinking and saying than this little hey there, ho there you're putting on. Although he would never do it in real life. But I'm just gonna tell you a few things he said and why I thought of him today. So I was at the gym today. I have gone back to the gym because the past couple of videos, have you seen how big my fucking head is? Look at me, fucking, I got titties. Look at this is not cool. This is not fun anymore. I really got lazy and just didn't do much of anything. And you're just in a real bad funk. And you know what? I don't care if I'm in a funk as long as I look okay while I'm in a funk. So that's fine. I've been in a funk and been damn near anorexic before. I almost looked dead. I had people worried about me. And at 6, I'm like a 13-year-old girl. I loved it. Every time somebody's like, oh my God, what happened to you? Stressed and worried. Thank you. You should see a doctor. Come on, stop. It's not that skinny, am I? But anyway, today I was watching the gym TV. And there's a guy next to me, and he's doing his workout, and he's one of the gym douches. You could tell he's got the douche haircut, the perfectly cut beard. He's buff, but not quite buff. And he's got like the equivalent of the tramp stamp for a douche guy. It's like that fake tribal bullshit they put around their arm. And just like they're broed out to the max. So he said, man, he's doing this little, super duper running workout and shit like that. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm going to be on the top of the incline going about 2 miles an hour. That's good enough for me. My fat ass is just back at the gym, so shut up. And I'm looking up, and there is a Shriners Children's commercial on. And he's kind of looking at it too, and I'm looking at it, and I start smirking. Now, let me describe what's on the screen. This kid who has obviously been not handed a fair deal by life physically is sitting there, and he's crying, saying, Mommy, I love you, Daddy, I love you, while he's in a wheelchair, basically apologizing to his parents for all he's putting them through by being sick. And a normal person would be bawling. And this guy, I thought, was almost tearing up. I mean, maybe it was the steroids, I don't know. But I saw the side eye he gave me because I kept doing this, and I tried not to look at the screen. I kept doing. And if you know my Uncle Mickey, you know why. He started a long time ago. He does not know how to change a channel yet. He does not understand. He just got a new TV, and it's a smart TV, and he's not that smart. No, he's not technology, efficient like that. He's 68 years old. He doesn't care. He wants to watch what is on. And he bitches because he's constantly bombarded by these long infomercials because he doesn't have cable. He has like old school TV. And one of the infomercials is of a Shriners Children's Hospital, but these little kids coming on there, and they are, listen, 2 of them that do host this little fake show come on there. And I've seen this commercial a couple times at his house. They are a little bit grating. Hi, my name is Caleb. My name is Jacob, and we're really afflicted. You need to donate today to the Shriners Hospital, and you'll get this adorable blanket for only $1. An adorable blanket. But you know what? Then they go on to these other kids singing Christmas songs, and when it's not Christmas, talking about how they've lost limbs and shit like that. And they're trying to be cutesy wootsy and all that. And it drove my Uncle Mickey crazy to the point where I remember the first time I was over there and I was like seeing this commercial, and there he is sitting right there. Just like the mom comes on of one of these kids who's afflicted, and he's like dwarfish. I can't tell exactly what his deal is, like what this illness is, but you could tell he's older than he is, but he talks like this, and he's like this big. And he's sitting there, he's like, I'm Caleb, and I can do anything I want. I've had 52 surgeries, and I feel great. And Uncle Mikey's over here said that 52 surgeries. When are they gonna stop with him already? Give it up, bitch. You could just look. He's in a wheelchair. All I'm saying is take him to the lake, tip him over. No one's gonna care. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear these little sons of bitches anymore. They're never gonna get any better. And I started laughing. So that's my fault. Because immediately, if you let him know that something is funny to you, it was shocking funny, but it was funny. And then the mom comes on, and he's like, look at her. She looks like she drinks, doesn't she? You know, every morning. She's like, he survived another day. Oh, God. What's wrong with my pussy spewing out tards? All these little retards coming out of my pussy. I have a retarded pussy. He said he was saying shit just like that. And then the other kid came on and said something about the adorable blanket. And I got treated to an expletive-filled description of how he thinks these two young men are fucking each other in the butt, saying how adorable the blanket that they're fucking on is. This is what he says about sick children, okay? Then he had one with the girl with the missing finger, and he's like, what? She's just missing one finger. Get a job. I can tell you what type of job. She looks like Taiwanese, right? You know what goes on over there. Shut the fuck up. And anytime this commercial comes on now, because of his ass, if I see it like in a public, like tonight, like the gym, if I see it, that comes back into my head and I'm sitting there trying not to laugh. I remember another time we were working at the store. I would relieve him from his shift. I would do night shift. He would do like, mid-afternoon. Afternoon to like late afternoon. And I came in and he's like, look, come here. Look what I got on my phone. I had to teach him how to use a smartphone, by the way, you're telling me there's a thing called YouTube and you can watch all this crazy shit on there. Sign me up. How do I do it? Okay, I love it. And I don't know how he finds this shit. It's Satan directing him this way. He found a thing of the two-headed girls, the two-headed sisters who you're talking about how they get their day going. They share the same head, but they've done more than I've done. They're like college teachers now or something like that. At the time, they were like teenagers, I think. I looked at it, and he looks at me, and he's like, you know what they do when they're mad at each other? They spit at each other like llamas. I want to get up early. I want to get up late. And I almost wet myself because the thought of these girls spitting with spit coming out their face, arguing when they can't get away from each other. Yeah, it got me. I'm sorry. I'm not made out of wood. And again, that let him know that I was cool and you could say whatever to me. And he's like, and by the way, at this point, they were clearly like, 19, 18 or something like that. He goes, what do they do when they're horny? What if one of them wants to finger fuck themselves and the other one's trying to sleep? I want to know. What if one of them's a dyke and the other one's straight and she wants to get some dick and the other one's like, no, I like pussy. What do? You know what they really should have done? Back in the day, you just took an axe, chopped them in half, and the one that didn't bleed the most, you sodded it up with a blowtorch and you were all good. Oh my God, that was the shit he was saying. And if it would just contain the areas where we were at the time, like his house or the store, I could deal with it, all right? He's like this when we're out, all right? We were driving home once, and we kept passing this billboard. It was this little sad billboard. This kid, he's a bald head, and it was like, and I'll never forget, it's something like Tommy is fighting cancer. And the third time we passed that billboard, I thought, man, he's impervious. He's going to let this one go. He's like, Tommy's fighting cancer. And cancer is kicking the fuck out of him. Look at him. You know what he's going to get for Christmas? Mommy and Daddy are going to offer him to pick the color coffin that he wants. That's what's going to happen to that little motherfucker. It's never going to work. You know where all that money goes, right? To Marlo Thomas. He hates Marlo Thomas to this day. I didn't know who she was. She's married to Phil Donahue. She's on a horrible fucking show back in the 1960s called That Girl. She's not that girl. She looks like a fucking dog. And all of a sudden, she started sucking Donahue's dick, who was like Oprah's competitor back in the day. And all of a sudden, she's in charge of Shriners Hospital. You know how much that bitch makes in a year? That bitch makes $500,000 a year. Give it to the Shriners kids, you fucking cunt. It's like The Exorcist. I went tonight to go visit him because he's in the hospital, so I was thinking of him. He's been having a lot of health issues. And I went to go, and every time I have to mentally prepare, because it's like The Exorcist. I feel like Ellen Burstyn walking into the room, like his breath is like foggy and shit like that, because he has 1,000 demands. He's cranky. He's turned his Wi-Fi off on his phone and it doesn't work. Come here. Thanks for coming here. Fix this fucking phone. What do you mean I need Wi-Fi? I never signed up for Wi-Fi. I'm not paying for any motherfucking Wi-Fi. Then tell that cocksucking nurse out there if she leaves one more DoorDash order on the fucking counter and it gets cold and brought in here again, I'm gonna kick her in the cunt. The power of Christ compels you. But underneath it all, why I've stuck with them, one of the other things he does too, and this one always will get me, I will never not fall for this because I am that stupid, is we would be at a restaurant and I would just be sitting there eating, and it would be a total normal conversation. Halfway through, he'd go, you see those two old people over there? Old, beautiful couple. They've been married probably a long time. They look like they really love each other, huh? Yeah, they do. You think they still fuck? Just start spitting out my food. He's like, I want you to go over there and ask them if they still fuck. I'll give you $10 if you ask them if they fuck. I'm not going to do it. I'll give you $20 if you go over there and ask them if they still fuck. Come on. 30. You pussy. But he was one of the few people, I count Steven as two, who when my parents died, both of them died within a year of each other, was there for me. I didn't have, he called me up, it was my first Thanksgiving, I was completely alone, and he's like, there's a shitty restaurant open somewhere, come get me, I'll keep you company, and I'll make fun of people and make you laugh. And I knew as bad as his jokes would be, and as bad as he can be, that would actually make me feel better. And he took me out to dinner, he asked me, he's like, listen, I just didn't want you to be alone. And that's why I valued him. Ever since, when I called him, started calling, he's not really my uncle, but when I started calling him my Uncle Mickey, I remember he got really emotionally touched by it. And he's like, I remember one time I hadn't visited him in about 2 months, and I visited him, and he's under his breath when I was leaving, he's like, come around more, I miss you. And that's why I stick with the guy. He might say horrible, disgusting things about everybody else in the world, including people I worked with, customers that would come in. There were a few customers I could not be in the same room with him if they came in, because the shit that he would start, I knew him by sight. Like this guy over here who wears the same clothes every day and is about 500 pounds, I'm going to start fucking laughing when he starts going in, I got to go. But he's been really ill. I have been worried about him. And he's family to me. And I just love the guy. And he's somebody I appreciated this year. So he's someone I'm really grateful for in 2023. And we'll see what happens in 2024. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you want those videos, let me know. They should be on there should be one on my regular channel, one on the JVTV2 channel. Just look for Uncle Mickey, you'll find them. And I hope you guys have a great new year.